Momentarily, we're going to get started. I hope everyone is having a wonderful and blessed day. Please remember to stay safe. This is skinless, boneless salmon. I have rinsed it and have pat dried it. I have my pans to prepare for the seasoning. I have made my own seasoning. I've added 1 tablespoon of white pepper, 1 tablespoon of paprika, a teaspoon of light or dark brown sugar, 3/4 teaspoons of onion powder, a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a half a teaspoon of dry oregano, and thyme, and 1 table of Cajun spicy seasoning, and 2 tablespoons of my favorite complete seasoning, 1 teaspoon of lemon pepper. Mix all and blend ingredients. Don't forget to pat dry. I had an empty container and I've mixed it all up and combined it. I'm going to wipe the salmon down in some melted butter. Before seasoning, I'm going to wipe down one side and let it sit for about 10 or 20 minutes so it can soak in, and then repeat that step. Okay, we patted this dry. We're going to do the skin side first. Here's our butter that's melted. We're going to take our brush. We're going to put a little off. And we're going to wipe a coat over the butter. Each dip it again. And we're going to put a base of butter on the skin of the chicken. Chicken, salmon. Okay, funny. All right, here we go. And after we do that, we're going to take our seasoned mixture. Also, I hope I told you to add brown sugar, about a tablespoon, no more, to your seasoning. And like I said, I blended. I had an empty bottle. Oh, look at me. Clumsy. I had an empty bottle, and I just saved it, and I mixed the mixtures together. And we're just going to add it some to the back side evenly. And we're going to let that sit for a while before we do our other side. We're going to let that soak in. Okay, make sure we get it, because that's what's going to help blacken that salmon. Make sure we get it covered evenly. Okay, because that's what you want to get that blackened color from. Okay, we have that evenly seasoned on this side. We're going to just sit for about 20 minutes, and we're going to work on our stir fry. Okay, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of this grape seed oil peel granola oil. We're going to add first our cabbage to this work. Let's go to work with your words. Okay, if I can turn the stove on now, we're going to add our cabbage. Okay, I've added 2.5 tablespoons of the minced garlic and 2.5 tablespoons of complete seasoning. I'm going to pour my white yellow onions in. I'm going to mix. Remember, in using in a non-stick skillet, you never use metal. You scrape it away. You use wood, plastic. Never use metal in a non-stick skillet. You'll take the stick away. cooking. We're going to cover it for a minute. Okay, we've added a tablespoon and a half of vanilla oil to this pan. Added 6 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And now we're going to cover while our vegetables are still cooking. Remember, it's important to always have clean, bleached, soapy dishwater. This is the salmon with the skin on it, but not boneless. I'm going to butter this side first and season this side first. And when I cook, you always cook the fatty side down, the fillet side down. Cook down first. You cook your cabbage to al dente because you're going to cook some more when you add everything else to it. So you don't want it to be mushy. Take off the fire, set aside. Okay, you can go ahead and cook your shrimp. I like to devein mine, leave the skin on until I get ready to put off in the stir fry. Season them with the shell on, just let them preheat just a little bit and let them finish cooking at the end of the stir fry. More to follow. Just barely cover in the water. Remember, I'm just letting it cook. Shrimp takes nothing but a second to get ready. Our chicken for our stir fry, turning it after 3 minutes, let it cook again. For another 3 to 4 minutes. You can also do this step, there I go with these words, the tongue. You can also do these stir fries with leftover chicken, pork, beef. It's really good with leftover meat. Don't have to be shrimp and chicken, whatever your heart desires, period. Remember, you don't let them cook too long. Finna drain the water off, just a second or two. Going to add them later and let them finish cooking in the last step. Well, our chicken should be good and warm. We're going to turn the fire from up under. We're going to take it off and we're going to let it rest. Let the juices sit up in it before cutting up. And then we're going to also add this to our stir fry. Chicken shrimp stir fry. My nephew can't eat shellfish. Like I said, you can add what you want to add. You do not have to add fish. If you want pork, if you want beef, if you're vegetarian and want no meat, hey, do your thing. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. Remember to always keep your workstation clean. We don't want no salmonella, no vanilla. We don't want nothing. Lord bless us with this COVID and anyone that has it or have lost a loved one for it. God bless us all. Remember, workstation always kept clean. Get ready for your blackened salmon. Get you a nice heavy cast iron skillet, if not cast iron, a heavy skillet. 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Make sure your skillet is high. Cook over medium heat. Always watch all your bottles of seasoning or whatever with soapy bleach water. I retract what I said about the olive oil. Now I have to take out with my silly self a stick of butter. Once again, take the olive oil out and add a stick of butter. My bad. Excuse me, 3 drops of lime on lemon juice. With the hair. Talk to the hands. You may have to add more butter if you're cooking a lot like me. And your season. Blackened salmon. I'm stuffing small peppers with minced garlic. Want to bake in the oven for about 40 minutes on 375. They are very delicious. Try them. If you're cooking a lot, you know you always need to change the water. So if you bleach this water, remember, kills the germs. Let's keep it safe. I've cut up my chicken. I'm going to saute in a minute before I'm adding everything back. Boiling my water for the noodles. Sauteing the chicken, getting ready to add the cabbage back. And the bean sprouts. I'm stirring that, cook a little bit. I'm going to add my top ramen noodles to my water. Let them cook a little al dente. Add my noodles. Going to save my seasoning packages for later. Let the vegetables cover and let them simmer for a minute. But Houston, I think we got a problem. We're going to need a bigger pot, more than likely. I'm learning how to downsize. I told you I was going to have to upgrade. This is Mama Ruby Hudson's pot, Linda's mom. I had to upgrade. I mixed everything together, plus the green onions, the seasoning from the top ramen. I saved the juice from the broth that rested in the plate, and then I mixed together with add shrimp legs. Blackened salmon, stir-fried chicken, and shrimp noodles.